Shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Racha, Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder, Aharawan Ban Yasharallah of the Lions Den Camp, here in Jacksonville, Florida. Salutations to the sincere Aki and pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Kharab Ban Yasharallah, coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharallah here in Jacksonville, Florida. And now today, I'll be coming out with a lesson that I did yesterday, but Esau was messing with the sound, so there was no sound. So I will be redoing the lesson, and it is a lamback off the Elder Gabar's video, the Elder Gabar of GMS, just to be clear. It's a lamback off his video of it was a stumbling block, and it was basically going into how Elder Apostle Hart used guile in a righteous sense to lure out those that wanted to be entertained, those like Elder Gabar like to say, wallflowers. They just come around and stand. They're not really learning, they're not really growing, you know. But I want to focus on one point of Elder Gabar's lesson with these two dudes. I don't know who they are, honestly. They were basically bothered by clearly bothered by what Elder Apostle Hart put up on his page, on his YouTube page. 3 Edomite women kiss the feet of the elders, and of course, you know, that was a bait and switch by Elder Apostle Hart. That was what they called the rat cheese. Elder Apostle Hart put the rat cheese out there, and the rats came out to eat. So it was all a ruse to see who's who, you know, because as Elder Gabar was saying, it's a lot of people that like to be entertained by the videos that we do, and we are not here to entertain you. We're here to inform you. We're here to forewarn you. You know, we're here to do what we're supposed to do. But anyways, back to the point. These guys was basically saying that this guy, whomever, was basically saying, you know, they had a problem with, can't believe the elders let that happen, and various things like that. But the fact of the matter is, you should think before you speak. The title of this lesson is, you should learn before you speak. You should look into, you should inquire, you should do your due diligence, you should study, you should make sure that you know what's going on before you open your face and you start talking. Because those guys, whomever they were, it was clear that they had a problem with it. You know, the dude was even went into the fact of saying, we gotta be careful about who we follow, you know, and various things like that. And beware of the leadership. When Elder Apostle Hart himself said that it was a video to weed out the wallflowers, and then Elder Gabar came back up and seconded that notion, that it was a stumbling block on purpose to cause those who just want to be entertained to stumble. But obviously, whoever those two guys were that did that video, that was supposedly talking to each other, that did that video, they did not think before they spoke. They did not learn before they opened their mouth. So without further ado, I'm going to just get some scriptures. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. So we must hear the conclusion of the whole matter. We must make sure that we know every detail that is possibly to be known before we say something. Before we open our mouth, we must know the whole matter. It also says, fear the Most High, meaning respect him, respect the Heavenly Father, keep his commandments, be obedient. Why? Because this is the whole duty of man. This is our due diligence. This is a commandment. We must hear the conclusion of the whole matter before we speak, i.e. learn before we speak or think before we speak. Examine everything before you give a rebuttal or an answer or a response. You know, you have to think before you speak. You must learn before you speak. So we must hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Now let's go to Proverbs 18, chapter 18, verse 13. It says, he that answereth a matter before, okay, this is Proverbs 18, verse 13. It says, he that answereth a matter before he heareth it, it is folly and a shame unto him. So if you answer before you hear the whole matter, or you answer a matter before you heareth it or hear it out completely, it is folly. And we all know what folly is. Folly is just uselessness. Folly is something that's very unbeneficial. And it says, and a shame. So when you answer a matter before you hear the whole matter, or you answer anything before the whole story can be expounded upon, it is folly and it is a shame unto you. Because when you open your mouth and you don't think first, you insert your foot. And once you insert your foot, that's a shame unto you. Insert your foot in your mouth, and that's a shame unto you, and it's hard to come back from that. You know, if you go and watch the Elder Gabal's video, it was a stumbling block, man. That's the name of the title of the video. If you go and watch that whoever those two guys were, one dude mainly in particular was talking, he opened his mouth. He missed the point. He didn't understand what Elder Apostle Hart did. Because why? He opened his mouth before he could think. You must think before you speak. Learn before you speak. Know the whole matter. Because if you answer a matter before it is through, it is folly. And it is a shame. And that dude, pretty much, whoever those two guys were, pretty much brought shame unto themselves for not looking at the whole thing. Just seeing the title and then responding. And on another note, he was basically trying to rebuke Elder Apostle Hart and on down. And according to Timothy, the scriptures say, rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father. But I'll get that. But yeah, so if you answereth a matter before you hear it out completely, it is folly and it is a shame unto you. So you must learn before you speak. You must know what the flying flip phone you talking about before you open your face and start talking. Proverbs 17, verse 27. He that hath knowledge spareth his words, and a man of understanding is of an excellent spirit. So he that hath knowledge spareth his words. When you have wisdom and you have an understanding of things, you spare your words. I mean, you don't speak that much. You ain't so quick to say something. And it says, and a man of understanding is of an excellent spirit, a great spirit, an upright spirit, a man of understanding. A man of understanding is not going to open his mouth before he hears the whole matter, before he has done research or has looked into what's going on. Let's continue. Let's go to Sirach chapter 4. As a matter of fact, Sirach 18, and then we're going to go to chapter 4. This is Sirach chapter 18, verse 19. The point and the title of my lesson. Learn before thou speak, and use physic, or ever thou be sick. Verse 20. Before judgment, examine thyself, and in the day of visitation thou shalt find mercy. So learn before you speak. Make sure that you know what you're talking about before you start talking. And use physic. That word physic goes into medicine. Use wisdom, use knowledge, use understanding. Ever you have about your shot, or ever you be sick, or ever you make yourself look bad for opening your mouth prematurely. So again, learn before you speak, and before judgment, examine yourself. Make sure that you in right standings. Make sure you good. So in the day of your visitation, you will find mercy of Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai. Make sure yourself straight before you check Basically, like the Ice Cube song say, check yourself before you wreck yourself. So you got to learn before you speak. You got to know what the flying flip phone you talk about before you open your face and start talking. This is Sirach chapter 4, verse 24. It says, for by speech wisdom shall be known, and learning by the word of the tongue. So by speech wisdom is going to be known, and learning by the word of the tongue. You learn from the elders on down, and other Akim, you learn by what those brothers speak, by those brothers bringing out the word of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. That's how wisdom is known. And how you learn is by those who speak and preach the truth and teach the truth. This is how you learn. This is how you grow. And in that you will learn, because I'm pretty sure the Heavenly Father will have a brother, one of the elders on down, to the least of brothers, to bring out a lesson telling you, make sure you know what you're talking about before you open your mouth. Make sure you know the whole matter before you judge a matter. Make sure you know what's going on. And the fact that whomever those two guys were that did that video, that let you know that they didn't judge the whole matter. They didn't think. They didn't learn before they spoke. They didn't see that Elder Apostle Har was doing something to weed out those who ain't really, for lack of a better term, down, who ain't really locked in or solidified with Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. That was all the rules. Like Big and Smalls, it was all a dream. So that's how you learn wisdom, by speech. That's how wisdom is known, by speech, and learning by the word of the tongue, by listening and watching videos and knowing and learning. Verse 25, in no wise speak against the truth, but be abashed of the error of thine ignorance. So in no way speak against the truth. And pretty much what was going on with those two guys, he was kind of somewhat speaking against the truth. He was speaking against Elder Apostle Har for what he did. Borderline, low key, trying to rebuke without trying to rebuke. But don't speak against the truth, and be abashed, meaning be humble. Be humble of the error of thine ignorance. Be humble. If you don't know what's going on, be humble. But let's continue. My last point. This is 1 Timothy. First Timothy chapter 5, verse 1. It says, rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father, and the younger men as brethren. So rebuke not an elder, meaning entreat him as a father. You know what that means? I mean, give him the same respect as you would give your father. Should he have been in your life or is in your life now? You give him the same respect. You give the elders the same respect that you would give your father. Your father, you don't address your father as like he a dude out here in the streets. You don't come at your father any kind of way. So rebuke not an elder, and treat him as a father, meaning give the elder, whomever he may be, from Elder Apostle Har down to the elders of the churches or these camps. You give them the same respect that you would give your father, and also other Akim. You give them that respect too. Don't be a tyrant over younger brothers. Give them the respect and honor that they are due. But the main point that I'm pushing, don't rebuke an elder, but entreat him as a father, meaning give him the respect. Give your elder the respect. It tells you to give double honors. That's respect. But here it says, and treat him as a father. He's your elder. The elders and the apostles, they got there first. A lot of you cats that have come in, even myself, Elder Apostle Hard on down, like Elder Apostle Hard, Elder Gabor, they probably was in this thing 20, 30 years before I even came. Even though I'm an 80s baby, they probably was in the truth years before I came in. And a lot of these cats, these like Elder Gabor said, these upstarts, they just like to speak before they think. They like to speak before they learn instead of learning before they speak and thinking before they speak. So learn before you speak, man. Don't just shoot off out the face and you don't know what's going on when you ain't examined the whole matter. Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua had Elder Apostle of the Heart do that for a reason, obviously. So again, learn before you speak. Shalom.